Okay, so we'll start with merge sort. We'll just revise once again merge sort. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys, look at the merge sort once again. As we discussed in one of our lectures, okay, this is the merge sort, and sorting is done using a technique which is divide and conquer technique. As we have already seen, we divide the problem into the subsets of the problems. So let's say S1 and S2, then we apply the solution with the recursive method. We solve the sub problems in S1 and S2 both, and then we combine or we conquer. Okay, so there are basically three steps. First is divide, second is solving the problem or sub problems separately, and third is the combining the solution or compiling the solution or conquer step, right? So we have seen these three steps. Now whenever we analyze the algorithm, we have to look at how these three steps are performed. Okay, before we do the analysis, let's go through the algorithm once again so we understand the proper working of or the concept of merge sort algorithm. Okay, so in merge sort, look at this. So we have n elements, and these n elements we are breaking down into two pieces, S1 and S2, where both the pieces or the arrays would be n by 2. So initially we say that we have an array. So our array is of n elements. We break that array into two pieces. We break it into two pieces, n by 2 and n by 2. And then we sort these two separate pieces using the same concept recursively. So look at the algorithm. So as we said, there are three steps. So inputation, outputation step, and then we continue with our this merge sort. Whenever, guys, you know, whenever we are using any recursive method, any recursion, whenever implemented, in your implementation, you have to write the stopping condition. There has to be a stopping condition first whenever we are using recursion. So we partition it into half till it is greater than size 1. Okay, so S1 and S2 would be partitioned from S into size n by 2. And then we are applying merge sort to the first part, and then we apply the merge sort to S2 part, and then we are merging S1 and S2. We have seen in the previous lecture how the merging operation takes place. So the merging operation takes place simply by copying the numbers. So if we are sorting it ascending or descending dependent on that, we simply perform two sorted arrays merge operation, right? So merging operation, whenever it is for order n, so two sorted arrays of sequences n by 2, and then when we sort it, it becomes n, and it happens in order n time, right? How? Because we are simply copying the values. So for example, we have here two sorted arrays. So this is your first sorted array, and this is your second sorted array. And when we are applying the merging, I'm not saying sorting. This is a sorted array, right? Both are the sorted arrays. Now, whenever we are merging, what do? We take the, if it is in the ascending order, we compare these two numbers and we go on copying it into the array, right? So the minimum number goes here, and we simply we increase this value here, then the pointer is here, then it compares this number and this number, the second number and the first number here, whichever is lesser. If this number is lesser, it will be copied here, and simply this increases. So what is happening over here? We have n by 2 numbers here and n by 2 numbers here, right? And we are simply merging, right? We are merging it into the array of size n. So this is just a merge operation going on. This is a merge operation. So merge operation performed on two n by 2 elements. Okay, so we have two n by 2 elements, two arrays of n by 2, which gives us the output of array of size n. How much time it takes? So its time complexity is order n, because a single loop is required and you perform this operation from this to this, right? So finally you get an array of order n, array of size n. Everybody understood? Merging, only merging operation I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is one of the step in the merge sort. Now look at this tree. So we are going to see how merge sort is executed recursively. Look at initially, this is your array. So for simplicity, your array size is 8, right? So we have here 8 elements, 7, 2, 9, 4, 3, 8, 6, 1. Okay, so initially these are the n elements. So n is equal to 8 initially. It is a perfect 2 raised to n number. This is 2 raised to k is equal to n, right? So how much is the k here? 3, right? This is only for our understanding. Now look at this. Our arrays of size 8. Now we had said about 3 steps. Partition, then, yes, what is the next step? Solving both the problems separately in a recursive way. And third is compiling the solution or merging the solution. So what happens in the next step? So this is the partition now, right? So first step is done, the partition. So you have this as a partition, okay? 7294. So 7294 is your S1, say S1 or S2, whatever. This is your S1 and this is your S2, right? So 4 elements are partitioned over here, and you are running it recursively. So though we say a third step will happen later on when both the problems statements or both the sub problems are solved, right? Then only we combine, and we are doing it recursively. So second step will be again call the same algorithm recursively. So this partition, here it was 8, here it was 4. Again 7, 2, 9, 4 out of this would be partitioned, and you get over here 7 and 2. So the size is 2. Again, it will be partitioned. 7 and 2 will be partitioned. So 7 goes here, 2 goes there. And now you have reached to the granular level, right? So 7 is 7 and 2. These are two elements at the last. Now there won't be any partition, and now merging will happen for these two, right? So ab iska merging hoga. And this, after this, now your call will go back. So this merging happened and it goes back over here, and then it returns this sorted array to the previous call, right? See, the recursion happened, and through the recursion, from this point to this point we came, from this point to this point we came, here we came, and here we understood that it has reached to the granular level. Now no more partition of this array. Now it uses your third step. So the third step is here merging. Okay, so merging happened over here, and now this was the next call. So this 9 and 4, which was S1 and S2, which came over here. Again partition, then granular level, then it sorts, goes back. So here it is sorted. 4 and 9 in the proper order. Now it goes back. So here you have a 2, 7 and you have a 4, 9, right? So 2, 7 and 4, 9 will be now merged. Okay, and then it will be sent to the earlier call. So it becomes 2, 4, 7, 9. So this is how your S1 sub problem is solved. Now you have to solve the second sub problem also. Then you will go to the third step, that is the combining step. Now here again the 4 numbers. Sub problem create, sub problem, granular level, merging happens, goes back. Then granular level 6 and 1 goes back, which is sorted order 1 and 6. Here also sorted order 3 and 4, and it goes back here. And now you get here 1, 3, 6, 8. So these two arrays, which are the sub problems which are sorted, 2, 4, 7, 9 and 1, 3, 6, 8. So this is sorted and this is sorted. And now you apply the merging. Okay. So merging takes place. So because this is a sub problem of 4 elements. This is the sub problem of 4 elements. So this 4 plus 4, when you apply the merging, as we have seen, we get here the array of 8 elements, right? Because 4 and 4 numbers would be merged. And finally, we get here the sorted array. Now, certain questions I will ask you. Look at this tree carefully. Okay. At the root level, there are 8 elements. The next level, how many elements are there? 4, right? So if we say there are n elements at the root level, the next level you have n by 2. Uska next is n by 4. Uska next is n by 8, right? Now tell me, now here n is equal to 8. Because we had 8 elements here. Now, if this n 8 is not known and a general number n, okay, a general number n size array, how many recursive steps it will take for this n? अब इस यहाँ तो हमें पता है कि 8 है तो इतना हो गया. So, what do we call this particular thing as a tree? ये क्या है tree का?
Height.
Yes, correct. So this is the height of the tree, right? Correct. Now, if a general number n is given, what would be the height of the tree?
Log n.
Is it log n? Yeah, anyone else? What would be the height? Is it log n? Correct or wrong? Generally, height of the tree कितना होता है? Is he right? Others can speak. What do others say? Height of the tree. Here, how many numbers? Is it n log n? Height of the tree. See how many numbers here? 8 numbers. Why don't know? You must have studied this. आप लोगों को था ना discrete mathematics, graph theory, tree, data structure, n by 2. If there are 8 elements, what is the height of this tree? Yes, correct. Kuldeep. And the previous answer was also right. You can't even support the right answer. Say he is right. So, if you have 8 elements, your n is equal to 8. I already have written in the previous slide that n is equal to 2 raised to k. And this k is equal to 3. So height of the tree is 3. So from that, you go back. And height is 3. For n is equal to 8. How do you calculate this? You have to find out a number k which gives you n is equal to 2 raised to k. So what is the number k? So k would be log n. Okay, so height of the tree is log n. So how many recursive operations will happen when there is a merge sort called? Now don't consider only 8 elements. So you have n elements here, then you have n by 2 elements and n by 2 elements, then you will have n by 4 elements. So how many times n by 4 elements के लिए आपको call करना पड़ेगा recursively? See, you give a call once for n number of elements. Then after making 2 pieces, for n by 2 elements के लिए and for this n by 2 elements के लिए call होगा. So 2 times merge sort will be called. And totality में n by 4 elements के लिए how many times you will call it? 4 times. Then 8 times you will call this merge sort for all n by 8. Right? And this will go on. So there are still recursive calls need to be done. It will be n by 16 then. So 16 times n by 16. Then 32 times n by 32, like that, till you reach to the granular level. So look at this. So analysis of merge sort says, depth, sequence, and size. So 1, this is 2, and n by 2. So your sub problem would be of n by 2. So any general recursive call 2 raised to I sequences and n by 2 raised to I would be the size. Right? So n, then n by 2, then n by 4, then n by 8, and then n by 16, like that. So 2 raised to I would be the number of sequences, and n by 2 raised to I would be the size of sequence. So 3 operations, as we said, right? Merging operation takes order n, and log n would be for performing your See, when you're cutting it down, we have 3 steps, right? So your first step is cutting this into 2 pieces. So when we are cutting into the 2 pieces, what code you will write? What code you will write? You're breaking your array into 2 pieces. So if you have array A of I, or this is your array, which is of n elements, how will you make it into 2 pieces?
Ma'am, the first array would have n by 2 elements and other
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. So A of 0 to n by 2, and then A of n by 2 to n. So do you need one single statement to cut the array into 2 pieces? How many of you say that you need a single statement to cut into 2 pieces? Will it be constant numbers? Will it be dependent on n? अगर आपका array होगा 1000 elements का, how many statement you will need to cut array into 2 pieces? And if your array is of 10 elements, is it dependent on n to cut array into 2 pieces? No. It will need a constant instruction, maybe a single instruction to cut into 2 pieces. Do you agree? And it is not dependent on n. आपके कितने नंबर्स है उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Your first step is to cut into 2 pieces, right? So dividing the array is order 1. It is not dependent on n. कितना बड़ा array है उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. आपको 2 टुकड़े करने, that's it, right? And then your second step. Your second step is sorting the separate sub problems, right? And your third step is merging. So if you are merging n elements, it is order n, right? Whenever you are merging one element n times or n element 1 times, it is order n. And how many times you will have to merge this? You will have to merge it till its height, right? And the height of the tree is log n. So your algorithm efficiency is dependent on these 2 steps, basically. Solving subproblems and then merging. That is, divide step is order 1. Okay? Recursive solution and merging. So that is n log n. Because these many times you will perform this operation. We will solve it by the recurrence, by the way of recurrence and master method. First unit ka thoda sa topic baki hai, so that's why it will be little hard. But today onwards we have to start our practicals. So I'm going a little faster for this particular topic. So merge sort is n log n. Did you understand 3 steps? First step of the divide and conquer is breaking the algorithm. Then second step is solving the problems separately. And third is the conquer, that is merging in this case. Right? For 3 steps, your first step takes order 1, second step takes n, only log n, and the third step is order n. And that's why your merge sort is n log n. Okay. Okay. Now we'll discuss about the Tracens matrix. It's visible, no? We've already solved this and we know brute force matrix multiplication, and we already know that brute force matrix multiplication is n cube. Now let's apply the divide and conquer and Trayson's method for this matrix multiplication. We know these concepts, we know all this. We'll just directly go to the analysis of this. Okay, so analysis of time analysis of Trayson's matrix multiplication. Now if your matrix yeah. Now, if you are multiplying a matrix where n is equal to n, if your matrix is of order n by n, okay, so consider a matrix which is n cross n, you are multiplying it with another n cross n, and but this n is basically 1. If it is 1, then there's a single element, right? So there is a single element here and there's a single element here. So the matrix multiplication would be just a multiplication of one element, that is a single multiplication, right? So this is when we are using the recurrence relation, we need to know what is the t of 1. So t time analysis of n is equal to 1 would be 1 because there would be a single multiplication which will happen over here. Now, we have already seen that for the brute force matrix multiplication, here it is n cube, right? Because this is how you implement the matrix multiplication. A of ik into B of ij, where your A of ik into B of kj, where k varies from 1 to n, right? This is what you implement, and that's why you need 3 loops, right? When you implement matrix multiplication, I had explained it once. So you have a nested loop of I is equal to 1 to n, then you have a nested loop I is equal to 1 to n, j is equal to 1 to n, and then you also need a k is equal to 1 to n, and then you write over here the multiplication ka statement, which is a into k. So you write here C of ij is equal to C of ij plus A of ik plus into B of kj. So here you write that one statement, okay, which is a multiplication statement. And this is a nested loop. So this nested loop will run for n times. This nested loop will run for n times, and this nested loop will run for n times. So whatever we have written this block, so this is the block of the statement. Okay. If there is a single instruction in this block of statement, this one instruction would be executed how many times? How many times it will execute? It will execute into n into n into n times, right? Even when we have our programming classes, I had explained you, if you are running a nested loop, a loop which runs n times and then followed by another loop which runs for n times. Now this is one after another. It is not a nested loop. So how many instructions you are running? Now in this loop, suppose you have one instruction, and in this loop you have a one single unit of the instruction. Then you are running n instructions plus another n instructions. Then this gets added, right? So, and that becomes 2n because you are running it one after another. एक रन करोगे आप एक लूप n times, दूसरा लूप रन होगा n times. So totality में this particular code, इसका time analysis होगा order of 2n. Generally we ignore those constants and all that, okay, and then it becomes order n. But when it is a nested loop, if we run a nested loop, say this is our first loop and this is our second loop, and both are nested loop, and here I write one statement जिसमें मेरे पास 3 instructions है. There are 3 unit instructions. Okay. This I run for n times and this I run for m times. And there are 3 instructions. So how many times these instructions would be run? So these 3 instructions would be run. Yes, any guess?
M into n times.
Correct. So n times into m times into 3 instruction. So basically it would be 3nm, right? So these many total instructions would be run. So it would be 3nm total time required or total instructions run in such a code where it is a one loop of n, another loop of m, and 3 instructions, right? Now come back here. So our matrix multiplication, let's say 1 unit instructions we run for nested 3 different loops where the 3 loops are taking 1 to n order, okay? And that becomes n into n into n, and this is how a normal matrix multiplication is order m cube. Okay, and whatever is the order of the matrix. अगर matrix का order 10 by 10 है तो 10 raised to 3. If it is 100 है तो 100 by 3 and so on, right? Now, when we come to the Tracen's matrix multiplication, we have done this yesterday. And what we have understood is 8 multiplications. Right? So we have seen 8 multiplications and, sorry, 8 multiplications. How many multiplications? 8 or 7?
7.
7 multiplications, right? So we have 7 multiplications for 2 by 2. 8 is in brute force method. And we have few additions. So here also we know, like a merge sort, we are going to make it half, right? So if we have a matrix, we are going to cut into 4 pieces now. Okay, so there would be 4 pieces of matrix. We will take the order by 2 and then we apply the same concept in recursive way. And that's why every time what we are going to do 7 multiplications into time required to solve that for n by 2. Okay, so our time analysis for n is equal to 7 raised to k t n by 2 raised to 7. So this is how we will reach to the granular level. And what would be the granular level here? A 2 by 2 matrix. So if we have a 16 by 16 matrix, then we will cut it into 4 pieces of 8 by 8. Then in the recursive way, that 8 by 8, a 16 by 16 matrix would be cut into 4 pieces of 8 cross 8. Then this particular 8 by 8 ka matrix would be cut into again 4 pieces of 4 by 4. Then again this simple would be 4 pieces of 2 by 2. And this is how you reach to the granular level, right? So this granular level, say, then you will go back for performing your matrix multiplication. And that's why it is 2 raised to k, correct? So you need it to reach to the granular level, your height of the tree or the total just related to your merge tree. Okay, so that is a 2 raised to k. So 2 raised to k times you will have to cut into this. And you get here 7 raised to k t n by 2 raised to k, and that is 7 raised to k. Because 7 multiplication. So each time you will perform the 7 multiplication. So t of n is equal to 7 raised to log n. And that's nothing but the n raised to log 7 and n raised to log 7 is 2.8. So here it is, order of Tracens matrix multiplication is n raised to 2.8, generally we say. And this is how we get compared with order n cube, which is in the brute force. So that is n cube. And this is 2 raised to 8. So everybody understood the analysis of Tracens matrix multiplication and analysis of merge sort. And today there is a practical for one batch, right? So this week your practical is Tracens matrix multiplication. So I will explain you what you are going to do in the practical. So that is common for all 4 batches. Though Natasha madam is going to handle 2 batches, I'm going to handle 2 batches and she will be handling 2 batches, but it will go in sync. In case there is a holiday on the practical day, there would be a little difference, but otherwise all the 4 batches will go in sync. I would be the course owner even for the practical. She will handle your practicals. Your input would be initially 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, so 4 by 4 matrix A and 4 by 4 matrix B. So you are going to give 2 input matrices which are 4 by 4. Now, what output I need? Output is the multiplication of the matrix. And method you are going to use, your technique would be divide and conquer. In this, you are going to uptake your 2 matrices of 4 by 4 and apply the divide and conquer method using this Tracens matrix multiplication. तो आप क्या करोगे? You will have to cut your 4 by 4 matrices into 4 pieces. Okay, so there would be 4 pieces of 2 by 2, and here there would be 4 pieces of 2 by 2. Sorry, 2 by 2. And then you will apply the Tracens matrix multiplication way. And here the trick is how do you cut it and how do you handle these bounds, you know, lower bound and upper bound, the value of a row and column with this is you will have to play around. Okay, and this is how you consider this, you know, your starting row number, ending row number, starting column number and ending column number. This is how you will have to define for each matrix out of this 4 by 4. And then you convert your code into a general code which will be taking a general any matrix. So let it be 8 by 8 or 16 by 16 matrix, it should be able to perform the matrix multiplication. Tracens ka formula you have already copied. I will upload these slides into the Moodle right now, so you can access those slides. I will upload all the lectures, whatever we have done. I think first lecture I have already uploaded, the next 2 and yesterday's and today's. I think very first lecture I forgot to record, the first lecture of this course. So 2 plus 2, 4 lectures ka link I will upload, and this entire material also I will upload. We'll create the second practical as a Tracens matrix multiplication using divide and conquer method. Any doubt, guys? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you are. We don't have any doubt.
Yeah. Any doubt?
No, ma'am, we understood.
Okay. Okay, so this is all about the analysis of merge sort and Tracens. Srishti, you just note down the attendance.
Okay, ma'am.